Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to yet another incremental game. This one's called Omsi Loops. I know almost nothing about it, somebody just recommended it, and I figured, sure, let's give it a shot. The UI looks nice, and really, I mean, that's all that's there to this game, so who knows? Should be fine. Loop 0, so probably Prestige a bunch then. You're a simple courier on a long trip to deliver a high-priority package. Just as you entered town, you tripped, breaking your glasses, and the package burst open, spilling a strange liquid on you. Immediately, your meager amount of mana started draining rapidly. Right as your mana completely ran out, you found yourself back in the moment the liquid was absorbed into your skin, with your tiny reserves filled, yet draining as before. This happened again and again, the world resetting with you, until you decided you had to figure out a way to prolong how long these loops were. Mana crystals are often stored in pottery around town. Perhaps you'll start there. Wait, they're just sitting there, unbroken, full of potential. Pots with mana in them have 100 mana. Every 10 pots have mana. Pot, smash, explore, dexterity. So am I just going to become like a madcap person running around smashing every bit of pottery in town? I'm going to be very amused if I immediately get arrested for this. So I have 0 mana. What is any of this? Okay, so action list. Oh, play, restart. Okay, so it looks like mana's up top. Got it. It's the blue bar at top. So this is actually very Incremental-y. So we are gaining mana per turn. Mana cost 50, speed 60%, strength 20%, perception 20%, experience multiplier. Okay, so I'm going to put wander around town. Okay, so we are slowly gaining stats. Oh, I see. So these are our current stats. These are our permanent stats. So buy glasses, unlock a 20% explored. So I'm going to focus back on this one. What does the UI do? Plus minus. Oh, so it's break 2 pots, then explore. Interesting, but we don't really have enough. Yeah, so does breaking a pot really get me much of anything? No, breaking pots does give me stuff. Okay. So I guess in that case, let's finish exploring around town briefly. Let's just go back to breaking pots. Because it seems like it can sustain myself. Okay, level experience, talent experience. So what happens is every time we loop, we reset, but our talent experience carries over. So I don't actually know how practical this is. Yeah, we're getting small amounts of speed, small amounts of strength. What else can we do? Pick locks, smash pots, wander. Okay. I don't think this is as practical as I'd like it to be. So let's just wander around town. Let's see. Repeat action on list. Add action. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like I can get exactly 1 wander in before I get reset, which is just enough. Especially if I can manage to get enough, if I can get enough to buy glasses, but we might have to smash pots. The other possibility is that I have to... Okay, total found. Let's do a pause before restart, just to check. Okay. The problem is... Okay, main resource. The higher your mana, the more you can do before reset. So is it one of those that smashing pots is going to increase my maximum mana? Okay, let's do a pause before restart. So restart is this action loop rather than starting over. We also have bonus seconds. 4 extra seconds per second, 5 times game speed. You can adjust the speed. Oh. Okay, pots smashed. Pots with mana left, pots with mana total. Pots to check for mana. It seems we're capable of maybe smashing... Wait. What if I smash 3? Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, it seems like my mana total is going up sometimes. I'm still not entirely clear on whether or not I'm getting mana from this. Because it either resets me up to this, whatever this maximum is, or I'm gaining mana as I go along. Okay, every time you complete the game, 90 points is spent on prestige bonuses. Oh, but that's something else. Yeah. Oh, I must have left this game just idling for a while, so I actually have a whole bunch of bonus seconds if I want to turn them on. Maybe. Okay. I'm not really sure if this is getting me what I need. Because it seems like every time we reset back to the beginning... Okay. How about this? Let's do 3 and then a wander. Yeah, so that's probably it. So we do the 3 pots, and then we wander, and that gives us more. I might be able to wander twice before it resets on me. So it's not that I'm raising my mana maximum that I reset to, it's that I'm building up kind of a basis for it. Okay, I get it. I understand how this works now. Just a little confusing at first. So yeah, it's Incremental in terms of keeping your stats around, but there's a little bit more of like a freeform exploration vibe to it, which I dig. Well, considering I'm kind of stuck here until we explore up to 20%, let's just turn on bonus seconds a bunch of times. Or at least for a while. So what do we have here? Because we've got 2 meters. Oh, I see. 9% is probably... The blue is probably the 9%. This is just progress 2 going up 8%. So we can also meet people. I do amuse it. It does amuse me, the visual of this guy running around, smashing open 3 pots in town, and then sprinting around in like... It's about 10 seconds. He breaks 3 pots in 10 seconds, and then immediately keels over or breaks 3 pots, looks around for just a brief moment, and then keels over and resets. I know realistically the world is resetting, but I love the idea of watching this from like an exterior perspective and just being like, what is this guy doing? What is happening here? At least my speed's going up. Yeah, so you can tell we're actually exploring much faster. And like how much experience I'm gaining too, which I like. I'm glad I have this whole bonus seconds thing that I can mess around with. As I can keep this on for 2 days straight. Yeah, capped at 1 month per offline period, which makes for a great experience. What is this? Oh, that just adds another one. Oops. I don't think I needed to expand that one. But it's fine. But yeah, I bet if I buy glasses... Oh my god, my character's short-sighted too. Yeah, because breaking your glasses. So I'm exploring around as an extremely nearsighted person. I can actually sympathize with this a little bit. I'm assuming perception scales up my exploration speed as well. Now we have a lot of stats to play around with too. What is radar chart? Oh, it's one of these. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Oh, pots to check for mana. Not quite sure what that means. It might mean I can actually break more pots per loop. But it's hard to tell, because... Okay, total checked, total found. I'm really confused what that means. Is it like 55 in town? Oh. It goes up every time we get an exploration. So I wonder if it's one of those that eventually we have access to more pots that I can potentially break. Don't know. And it's okay. We're about to get glasses, which should let me progress a fair bit. So we also have some locks to pick. Don't worry, they won't remember. Houses with valuables have 10 gold. Every 10 houses have gold. Unlocked to 20% explored, mana cost 400. It's not fair. There was time now. There was all the time I needed. Now you have to get glasses again for 10 gold. Causes Wander to be 4 times as effective for the rest of the loop. Affects any condition with a glasses icon. Can only buy have one buy glasses action. 20% explored. So I have no gold. So we're going to have to do pick lock. Okay. So you know the general layout of the small village now. You don't get lost walking from one side to another. Loop 241, pick locks in Beginnersville. You managed to pick a lock that was in disrepair and open the door, only to walk into the home's inhabitant. Good thing the loop ended not soon after. You're gonna have to figure out which houses are worth hitting. Some money wouldn't go astray. Yeah, so it seems like we can't even get through the first lock. Yeah, mana required, even higher. We can also buy mana. 1 gold, 50 mana. Buys all the mana you can. Don't think I can do anything about that, unfortunately. Mostly, I think we are just entirely reliant. Okay. Yeah, we were mostly just reliant on completing this action before the loop ends, and I don't think we're going to make it there. Let's see. Something about settings. Options. Theme normal. Oh, can I switch this to dark? You know, what is cubic dark? Zen dark? Okay, I do actually like Zen dark. Okay, 10 times bonus speed. Fractal mana consumption. Custom bonus speed. Interesting. So customize the balance and functionality of the game in ways that affect the play experience. If experiencing the vanilla idle loops experience is important to you, leave these unchanged. I'm gonna just set that to 2. Grant yourself extra bonus seconds with this in one-day increments. I legitimately love this, actually. Okay. Adjust the speed or set a different speed for while this tab is in the background in the extras menu. Oh. I do really appreciate being able to give yourself just bonus time. I guess in that case, I'm going to turn off bonus seconds. Is this the normal speed? Might be. So let's try like 7. Borrow time. Yeah, because I think we run out just barely before, which means to some degree, I'm entirely reliant on some of these other things. I could also scout, but we got to go a little bit further. Yeah, I'm entirely reliant on getting this gold before I can do anything. Unfortunately, my stats don't quite carry that. Because yeah, smashing pots requires speed, strength, and perception. Well, my speed is going up, so maybe if we get to the next level, we'll be able to do some lockpicking. And it looks like I'm curious what the difference is between level and talent. Does talent just determine how quickly it levels up on a run-by-run basis? Because that might be the case. Okay, but if we get to the next one, hopefully it'll make it easier for me to get locks. What does this mean? Unsure. Yeah, I'm going to turn off bonus seconds for a second, just to see how this is all working. So, yeah, it looks like every time we grab one of those pots, it gives me a boost to my mana. So what if I do something like this? What if I do pot lockpick? No, it doesn't work. Oh. Or not 4, 3. Because I think that 4th pot is completely worthless to me. Yeah, so how do I see how much gold I have? Oh, gold. 0. Resets when the loop restarts. Yeah, so we're pretty stuck on that one. At least for a moment. Okay, I'm going to turn bonus seconds back on. We might as well just have this at hyperspeed. Yeah, I pretty much don't see an easy way to get past any of this unless I specifically or I don't see a way to get past any of this until I've leveled up just a little bit further. Because I think right now I'm just too slow at even lockpicking. It does kind of beg the question of, do we want to keep lockpicking? Because it could actually just be worthless to me. For a moment. You know what? Let's just go back to exploring. Because at least that makes me some progress. And now I can potentially meet people if I want to. Mana cost 800, though, is the issue. Yeah, buying glasses would be nice, but I need 10 gold. Which means I need to lockpick. Yeah, no way we have enough mana for that. So Soul, you are the captain. Opportunity. It seems like we're mostly waiting for a couple of these meters to fill out. Alright, let's go back to the 10 times speed. I really like the idea of potentially incremental games actually letting you choose the speed that you go at. Mainly because it turns it from an idle game where you're just waiting for meters to fill up to a much more active management experience. Which I dig. I do recognize that, like, no matter what, we are still very much watching as meters just slowly scale up over time. But at least there's a feeling of I could actually get somewhere meaningful in a single video as opposed to being stuck at the scrub the ground for rock crystals. I am really curious about the pot smashed versus like this 99 total found pots. Total, I've checked 36 of them. Okay, what if I set this up to 6? Here's the question, if I get through 6 of them... Yeah, so only the first couple give me mana. Oh, actually, now it's up to 5. So I can cut through exactly 5 pots before I run out of ones with mana. Okay, so there's our answer. I guess we're just finding the ones that are nearest that we can actually get resources from. And we were getting wicked quick at getting through those pots, too. Okay, so where are we at? Looks like we're still very much at the pot smashed 5. Yeah, can we get 2 exploration actions done? Yeah, it looks like we can get exactly 2 explorations done per loop, which is good. I think this is fascinating. The idea of looping so quickly, like even Incremental was not this fast. I should go back and do another video on Incremental. I think the main thing is, with this one, I'm actually programming what my character does per loop, and so that gives me a greater sense and feeling of what I'm doing. Whereas Incremental was a little bit more linear. I guess you could kind of choose what you were doing, but it was like micro-optimization rather than anything else. I really just need to go back and play Incremental. This is the answer. Be fascinating to actually start streaming just once a week. Just, hey, we're going to play as many incremental games as I can smash together. Loop 590, Wander in Beginnersville, 40%. Beginning to really know your way around. You almost figure your way around without following a set path. Yeah, I figure if we can get explored up to 100% in Beginnersville, it'll give me some level of control over, like, what I'm doing and how. At the very least, I can remove the exploration section entirely, and it might also give me more pots that I can use. Though, I might also just have to check, like, a bazillion pots. Okay, I think that's the plan. We get explored up to 100%, and then we just start smashing as many pots as we possibly can. Considering how quickly I seem to be able to just, like, giga destroy every pot, there's a very real possibility I could, smash, like, 175 mana-laden pots in a short period of time. Is that actually it? Is that the real answer? I'm gonna just set this to, like, 10. Yes. Okay, I'm noticing this number is going up. So, I see. So we found pots, but we haven't checked all of them. So I need to be breaking more pots. I'm going to turn off lootable first. There we go. Yeah, so what this is going to do is now we found every single breakable mana pot in town. Okay, Loop 692. Buy glasses in Beginnersville. Glasses bought. The world snaps into sharp focus as you put them on. You gawk a little as details that slipped your eyes previously stood out in sharp contrast. You're a little gobsmacked at how much of a difference they make. How was I getting the glasses? I guess it's because I'm getting a ton of mana from these pots. Because, yeah, I can open the lock, buy glasses, and then explore twice. Which seems reasonable. We'll have to check some other houses at a later date. Okay, let's put that up to 24. I'm assuming I'm going to be finding even more pots as I go along. And I do have other houses that I should check, but I think we leave that for at least a little bit later. Unless we add another lockpick action afterwards. Yeah, I think let's do that. Because that way we'll train our lockpicking just a little bit. We could also try meeting some people. Hard to say. My stats have been going up way higher. Let's see. So Picklocks is not affected by my glasses perception. So I think I'm just gonna set this back down to 0 for the time being. Well, I'd like to check these houses. We don't really need the money. I should just have explore, or I should explore as much as I possibly can now that I have these glasses. I wonder if there's a, like, Infiniloop. No, probably not. I still don't know what this circle means. But yeah, we want to just explore as much as possible before the resetting. Keep the current list active. Repeat the last action on the list. There we go. So now I no longer need to have this as, like, 10. It's just going to do it over and over again until the loop is over. Perfect. So it looks like grand total I can maybe get up to 2,000 mana. So I could actually fit in talking to somebody here. I mean, we could try it. I still think I'm going to focus on exploration right now. Also looks like it can smash 5 more pots. And it feels like every time I get an exploration progress, we get 5 more pots that I can work with. You've trod all the main roads and avail yourself to the unkempt side paths and less worn paths. If you let yourself into some houses along the way, well, no one needs to know, do they? I mean, that is always an interesting question with the idea of, like, if you're stuck in a time loop, you know, how much can you even keep your ethics and morals in that situation, or do you start becoming kind of like a weird gremlin man? I think I would probably mostly keep my morals, but there is some question of, like, yeah, I'd probably get a little weird. I'd probably take up skydiving. Probably lose my mind if I was stuck in a time loop this short. I mean, like, admittedly, this guy's running around on the, like... Oh, no, that would be rough, though. I mean, I guess to some degree, this guy is getting stronger and probably can feel it at this point. Like, that speed bonus is making a difference. But can you imagine running around for an hour straight where every 10, 20 seconds you were reset to the same location? Like, I'd start losing it. But I guess you could also just lay down for a while. Just, like, take a big, long break. You know, who cares if you're getting reset over and over and over again if you're kind of napping? Unless it resets you out of napping. But no, you'd definitely be able to maintain a consistent train of thought, at the very least. I'm just going to set this to 40. Actually, I wonder if I can actually... Oh, there's the answer. This circle might just do it until it runs out. No. Circle does not do that. I don't know what the circle does. I'm going to just set it to 60 pots. Because the thing is, we can't break more pots than we already have. Oh, no, we absolutely can. That's extremely wasteful. We just keep breaking pots that don't exist. Damn. I wish there was an option for break all of the pots, but whatever. Yeah, so I'll just leave it as 36 for the time being. And then we'll just buff it up as we get more exploration percentage. Because that goes up by 5 every single time we do. But at this point, 1 more pot isn't going to make a huge difference. I think it also only goes... We get 5 pots every exploration point, but only one of those 10... Oh, like, only 1 in 10 will actually have mana in it. And boy, if we get even faster breaking pots. Yeah, it scales very much off of speed. I'm curious about the experience multiplier, if I can scale that up even further. We're only gaining 50 mana per pot. So if we can find some means of making that more, like, persist better, that'll be great. So what else do we have? So prestige, physical, mental, combat, spatiomancy, chronomancy, and bartering and experience overflow. Huh. But yeah, it can't do anything with prestiging at the moment. Because, yeah, what is even our goal here? I have no idea. Goal right now is explore the town, then swap it with people met, and then we start looting the heck out of the town. I mean, I guess one option we have is take off the pick locks, or take off the glasses and explore, but no, I think we leave that for when it's done. Because once there's no more benefit to wandering around, or at least, you know, once we've fully explored Beginnersville, there's no point in keeping it there. And thus, there's no reason for us to have glasses either. At least until something new pops up saying that, hey, you benefit from this. Okay, and I can bump this up to 40 at this point. Yeah, we're getting there. What if I can actually get this to go up to like 20 times? Oh, it is. There's a 20 times speed bonus. Well, it goes even faster. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know. On an entirely personal level, it's just extremely satisfying being able to speed a game down this much rather than waiting. I remember playing a game a long time ago called Swag Quest? Swag something or other. I guess I could actually look it up. Oh, Swag and Sorcery. There we go. Took a little bit. And it was one of those games where you would alternate between selling items. I think you were selling items and like maybe making some equipment for your units. But then you'd send them out on adventures and they would just kind of auto battle their way through X amount of enemies and then come back with the loot. The problem I ran into with that mostly was that the adventure mode took a while. Like an adventure was 10 minutes and you're just sitting there waiting for nothing to happen. So eventually I just grabbed Cheat Engine and said, hey, let's just go wicked quick. You know, who's going to care, right? And so I think I completed that game in a third the projected completion time, and it felt great. There literally was nothing wrong with that. Or there was like no downside to it. It didn't harm the experience because I was just waiting for a meter to fill out functionally. And so being able to be like, yeah, let's just go 20% or 20 times faster in this case just feels right. And yeah, look at that exploration meter just surge upwards. As soon as we get access to, or as soon as we start doing everything else, I guess I'll just set this to 50 because that's going to be how many pots there are in town. We'll waste a couple of actions, but who cares? Because there's only what, 10 more pots left in the game? Or at least left in Beginnersville that I have not smashed. You've been everywhere. There's absolutely nowhere in this town you haven't been. You've been in every cellar, under every bed, and in every closet. You've pried all the floorboards and just in general been into everything. Except the houses with locks, those dastardly locks. You've smashed every single pot in the village. Figured out all the pots that contain any trace of mana. Having to track them all physically was time-consuming, and your skills at absorbing the mana weren't the best. There must be more efficient ways of doing it. Okay, so we're going to probably just turn that off, turn this back on. We also don't need the glasses at the moment. And I'm going to turn lootables off on this one. Because, yeah, next up, we're just going to max our lockpicking. There's only 100 houses in town. We've already found them all via exploration, so it's just a matter of figuring out which ones actually have cash. You really should look at hitting those houses, or hitting those locked houses around. Who knows what goodies you'll manage to scrounge up. Working on it. Yeah, so we're mostly just whittling down the list, so we only have the ones that we actually need the money for. Or money from, or that actually have money in it. And yeah, if we ever get to the point where, oh, I guess the one thing I could do. 1 gold is 50 mana. You figured out which of the houses are inhabited and have enough gold for it to be worth your time. Okay. Were we actually buying mana? Oh, because we're not actually buying mana here. We buy like a smidge? Here, I'm gonna put them between. I gotta check this. I'm gonna set that to 2. The main question is, this will give me 20 gold. It seems like it maybe gets me some. Okay. I think we're just gonna leave off picking locks and whatnot, as currently it just doesn't... I don't know. Doesn't seem practical. Okay. A mana salesman. For most people, this would only be a convenience, but given your current situation, this might be the most valuable thing you could ever have found. And 867, you stand there a little stumped as the situation you've gotten into when a young lass asks you about your day so far. Okay. Figured out which houses are uninhabited and have enough gold for it to be worth your time. Time is mana. So we can train our strength and build those muscles again. Okay. Can only be done 10 times per reset. Oh, hold up. If this has got a time limit... Okay. You lift the oak barrel with water, holding it while you squat again and again. The barrel rests upon your back as you do push-up after push-up. It's a trusty companion in your quest to regain your muscle. And then we also have a short quest and an investigate, but I need more people met. Main thing is, this is really good for my strength stat. I guess it scales off of my strength, so as my strength gets better, this should go faster. Costs 2,000 mana per, and I don't think there's any way we can undo that. Does make my strength stat, like, obscenely high, though. Okay, I think I'm gonna put it off for the time being. We've got slightly other things to do. Namely, I think we find all of the people in town. Let's see, what else do we have? Mana cost is based on a ratio of stat percentages. Gain experience is proportional to stat. Talent experience is gained every tick. Skill experience gained upon action completion. Actions will target unchecked objects. But yeah, I think we waited on strength training at least for a little while. Because yeah, I think the big one is just finding enough people in town. Oh, so maybe the reason why I wasn't able to buy mana was literally we didn't have anybody to anywhere to buy. And we also have short quests. So every couple of short quests have loot. With loot, give 20 gold as a reward. Okay. So that gives me another thing that I can potentially investigate. The main problem is buy all the mana you can. I guess I could kind of try and calculate this. So if I pick a lock, it's 400. So, okay. I'm gonna pause. Pick lock. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4. Scoot that up. We're going to buy mana. Because I think I can pick exactly 4 locks. Before my mana situation becomes dire. I don't think it's worth it currently. I think once we become more efficient at some of these, I guess the one thing is it's kind of good from a it's kind of good from a stat training perspective, but I think for now we just want to focus all of our efforts on meeting people rather than anything else. Let's see, mana cost is based on a ratio of stat percentages. So does the mana cost go down? Because this is mana cost 50 and then strength or speed, strength, perception. I almost kind of wish the higher my stats, the more it would be reduced. Or maybe it is. Maybe that's the entire point. I don't think so. Or no, it is. Because smashing all the pots would normally take 2,500, but it's actually just shy. So it is definitely just a smidge cheaper. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's got to be lower based on... oh, and of course... Yeah, these are probably only a percentage point or two. Got it. Yeah, so once these start getting up into the teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, then it starts getting really nutty. But we haven't gotten to that point yet. I think we mostly just focus on meeting people next. I think I might just let this roll for a little while. Guess we made a little bit more progress. 20% people met. Loop 911, which was admittedly a couple loops ago. The people here are generally nice enough, if a bit brusque at times. Some people have small tasks that they're happy to pay for. I like this investigation system. It's still agonizingly slow, but I think once we fix our mana absorption speed, this is going to get so much faster. Loop 1012. Meet people in Beginnersville, 40%. There are a surprising amount of people in this village. You didn't catch that when you were looking around. This isn't getting me very far, so I think I'm actually going to disable this for the next loop. Let's try investigating next. Unfortunately, I think investigation is also going to be just kind of a long time spend here, where, yeah, we're very much just going to have to spend a fair bit of time investigating. I just want to see if I can get... Oh, it goes much faster, though. Okay. So we have a longer quest that we could do, but I don't think we want to do those yet. And finding and meeting people is going to be kind of tough. We'll leave that for a little while. The one thing I'm noticing is the train strength. Oh, here we go. Warrior lessons, mage lessons. Learn skill magic, learn skill combat. Oh, but 20% investigated. Okay, I think we want to leave. We want to go for that. I'm thinking mage lessons might boost my mana absorption. Probably not, but it feels reasonable. The one thing is, warrior lessons, I could actually train my strength. Actually, it doesn't seem like either of these are currently mutually exclusive. Certainly hope not. Let's see, but yeah, this goes a lot faster. My charisma bonus is getting pretty good, so like, as I push it, I'll probably be able to meet people much more efficiently. Yeah, I just wish the cost would actually dynamic... Oh, wait, no, of course it doesn't dynamically change. Or maybe it does. Hold up. No, it doesn't. I was kind of hoping it would actually show how much this costs after you've, like, boosted your stats over the course of a round. But, eh. But yeah, let's do a little bit of investigation. Try mage lessons, see where that gets us. And then try warrior lessons, if it lets me do both. Because if it does, that's awesome. Okay. You catch some snippets of truly interesting gossip. Apparently a mage and warrior duo have stopped in and we're looking around for a while. We also have heal the sick or fight monsters. Let's just do mage lessons. It looks like we can do both of them. Okay. Oh. Reputation of 2 or more. Okay, so let's disable that for the time being. Let's do a couple of short quests, I think. Let's see, they cost 600 mana, which is a little toasty. I guess, fine. We'll just complete as many quests as we possibly can. Because I think... Oh, short quest scales off of people met. Now, how do I check my reputation? Because if I can't do these, reputation of 2 or above. Unless, of course, I have to heal the sick. Or, no, I'm not going to have to do either of those. Maybe it's throw a party? We could try it. Unfortunately, I've got to get up to 60% investigated. So let's take a look at short quest again. Short quests with loot give 20 gold as a reward. So, I mean, it's better than picking locks and looting town. That much is clear. It still seems best that we just break a bunch of pots and then move on to something else. Oh, long quests with loot give 30 gold and 1 reputation as a reward. Okay. So let's nix. Let's just outright nix those. They're not worth it. Yeah, problem is I'm going to have to actually do 2 long quests. They're at a cellar of rats. There are at least 60 of the blighters. You are rewarded handsomely, and you get a small reputation boost to boot. Yeah, the problem is I literally cannot complete 2 of these and then also do mage lessons in time. So I think we go back to probably investigating for now, since I can investigate freely. Yeah, so this gets us Constitution experience. Yeah, I mean, a number of things. I think I'm actually going to disable the long quest for the time being. There's just not much I can do with it. We're going to need to investigate more, probably, to unlock more of them. And so I might as well just keep investigating. Yeah, main problem is smashing pots is getting marginally cheaper every single loop. But it's such a marginal reduction that I don't know. We could try partying at investigation 30. That might actually lead to something interesting. I'm trying to think of what else we have. Self-combat, team combat. Wait, magic skills, zombies divided by 2 times dark ritual? What? I was not expecting to just see that this character can go necromancer. I got to imagine that the loops get considerably longer. I mean, they already are. Like, if we turn off bonus seconds, like, this character is actually able to sustain themselves for a long time. I mean, admittedly, it's like only about a minute, which is, how the heck are they going to get mage lessons if they're only able to stick around for a whole minute? Not a clue. Don't even know. Doesn't even matter. Let's see. Let's try throwing a party next. We just need anything that does, like, train speed. Because train strength is nice, but it's not that useful. At least at the moment. Alright, let's throw a party. If it'll let me. Cost 2 reputation. Okay, well that's off. Yeah, so the best thing I could possibly do is probably just keep investigating for now. Investigate, talk to people. One of these is going to give me the training that I'm looking for. Or at least some interactions that I can do something with. Because I can't actually see... Okay. 1 gold buys 50 mana. Oh. Actually, hold up. Okay, I can pick locks. Each of the... Okay. I think I can optimize this a bit more. Let's just pause. Because this is going to start getting kind of hectic. Let's see if I can do 5 by mana. I was really hoping I... Wait, yes, I can pick up and drag. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to turn these on. So, loot by, short quest. We can do 8 of them. But I doubt I'm going to have enough mana for that. Let's see if I can split these. Okay, let's see if I can even just get through this order of business. Order of operations, because if I can get through this order of operations, we might actually be able to go further, or at least get a lot more done in a singular loop. Okay, so I can bump these up to 3 each. These are the short quests? Yeah. Okay, looks like I might be able to do all 4 short quests that we have. Let's see. Okay, and then I'm going to move a number of these down. Because currently these are things that I can do that will have a net mana gain. It's not a huge one, but at least keeps me going for longer. Let's see, a long quest. So the answer with long quests is they are currently a net 0 in terms of mana. Because one gold gets me 50 mana, so 30 gold gives me 1,500. So that would actually get me the 2 that I need. So if I put this here, I might be able to get the reputation I need. Let's just leave it as is for the time being and see what I can do with it. Because if this works, awesome. I knew I was being kind of inefficient with this. I'm going to leave the long quest to just do whatever rather than specifically the lucrative ones. Mainly from the perspective of we might as well just deplete the list and no reason for me to scale anything up or down. Okay. And it does look like we can get through exactly 2 of these before we run out of juice, which is a bit of a surprise. Yeah, I guess the short quests actually give me a ton. So I might be able to bump this up to 3. If we could do 3 of those simultaneously. Because yeah, if I can do 3 in succession without having to go buy mana, not that it really matters. But we want to get as many things done as possible in kind of short sequences. Just so my action list doesn't become insane. I love this action list system. I think it's really cool. And yeah, it feels like I have a lot more time. People are really helpful when you help them. You're almost starting to get a reputation as a busybody around here, but it's offset in that you actually do help people. Okay. Yeah, it looks like I have enough for all 4. So in that case, do we want to turn mage lessons back on? We'll leave investigation at the very end. Yeah, let's do mage lessons, because if we're lucky, mage lessons will give us better mana absorption from like the merchant and some other things. Maybe. How do I see what my reputation is? Oh, it's 4. It's up by gold. It only pops up when I have it, though. This is a neat game. It's... I guess let's move meat people down to the bottom. Okay. You approach a burly man dressed in flowing robes and ask if he'd be willing to teach you some magic. Man agrees to teach you some basic cantrips if you help him out with menial tasks. He introduces himself as Warwick. Okay, so magic. Okay, so in that case, I'm just going to turn off investigation for the time being, and we're just going to let scale up my magic for a while. Because unlike everything else, magic does not go down. You know, the rest of these we're entirely reliant on my talents going up, but magic is a thing that sticks around, so I might actually be able to use it for stuff. The main question is, does it unlock anything? Okay. So magic skills gone up to level 3. Yeah, truly no idea. And yeah, my stats are slowly getting better. What else do we have? Options. Responsive UI, action dialogue, saving to Google Drives, show hints, stat hints and actions. Interesting. Ping on pause, max all training actions on training cap increase. Yeah, mostly I was just hoping for some way that I could actually see the prices change, or the experience costs. God, this guy's been looping for 1,000 loops. Assuming every loop is a minute. What's 1,000 minutes? Like 2 days? Right? 60 minutes. No, it's just over a day. So actually, this guy's isn't in hell yet. In fact, assuming he doesn't completely lose his mind, this actually is kind of fortuitous because they started as just a regular courier. Yeah, you're a simple courier, and they're just going to scale their magic up a bunch. Let's see. Heal the sick requires 12. I mean, I guess we can try it. Other question was train strength. Yeah, 10 times per loop. That's going to be kind of tough, though. I was hoping some of this would give me... We have a higher experience multiplier. Yeah, I was hoping leveling up magic would give me unique perks every X number of levels. Currently, it doesn't seem to be the case. I think it just gets me access to new actions. Which is good in its own way. Yeah, it looks like I can only do 4 long quests in sequence before it gives me the boot. Either way, let's get up to the point where I can do heal the sick, because that might be one of the only ways. It might be one of the other ways that I can make money here. And then we can alternate between being a doctor and gaining my mana back. I'm curious if the mana drain goes down ever, because I don't think it does. Or it's not like it's the degradation goes faster, it's just everything is expensive. So as long as I'm net zero or positive, I might actually be able to sustain myself for a while. And then if we can increase my speed or mana absorption, we might actually be able to do things. I guess the one problem is training magic has kind of major diminishing return, so getting past level 12 is actually going to be rough. Heck, getting past level 10 is slow. But I think that's okay. I don't know. I just like all the different variations, even if it is very much just setting up a command flow, an action flow, a game plan, and then watching it play out. It's interesting how much low-level variation there is for this. I think the big one is I'd like to get my people met and my investigation up to 100%, just because who knows what opportunities I'm missing here. But I think I'm going to try and get up to Magic 12 just so I can heal the sick, because that in and of itself might be an opportunity. Okay. Let's see. Did we get something new? Buy mana meat. Where is it? I guess it's just this turned it just changed. I thought it added one more and I wanted to check that, but it doesn't look like it. I won't be able to heal them all, but they'll be thankful They'll be thankful for doing what you can. Healing's always in 3 parts, each with the main stat: diagnose, treat, and inform. Gives magic skill times max restoration points per mana. Requires reputation 1 or above. 3 reputation on patient. Okay, mana cost is pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off for the time being. Because 1, is this going to train mana? 2, it's going to give me a lot of reputation, which might be good. And I'll try throwing parties, because I don't know what that gets for me anyway. Okay, patient 1, healed 0. Well, we haven't even touched them. Oh, I wonder if this is actually something I can... Okay, that was patient 2. What does throwing a party do? Okay, throw party is a charisma skill booster. You're allowed to see the patients and begin healing. You're not too experienced, but neither is anyone else here. Your basic magic skills make some of the small things even easier. They can't heal people directly. It's excellent practice, and everyone you heal, whether you're setting broken bones or bandaging small scrapes, is extraordinarily thankful for your help. So I can throw parties, but I think I'm just gonna heal a bunch of patients. Because yeah, scaling my charisma would be good. But I think I want to work on more progression-y things until we've like really hit the grind zone. Gives magic skill times restoration skill over 50 times main stat over 100. Square root 1 times progress points per mana. Okay, I guess I'll pay attention during this cycle. What is helping patient 1 get me? A ton of stats. No, a small amount of magic skill. But it is incremental. Okay, I think in this case, I'm gonna leave it here for now. It's good reputation points, but isn't helping me much. So let's go back to progressing. Let's see. Experience multiplier, magic experience 10 versus magic experience 100. Yeah. It's mostly the reputation point, which is good. But I don't think it's gonna give me a lot of progression right now. Maybe later? Maybe there's something about healing these people that I haven't poked at yet. But I'm thinking the big one is we just go back to investigating and meeting people. Even if it doesn't quite have the stat gain, once this is filled out, we can replace it with throw parties if we want to raise my charisma or other stats. So I'm assuming the 50%, 30%, 20%, the percentages here is just how much each of those stats scales up. The other option is we start taking warrior lessons and then fight monsters, because I can actually train my strength. 400% experience multiplier is nuts compared to anything else available to me at the moment. Let's see. I guess we could. Let's do warrior lessons next. I want to at least see what fighting monsters looks like, because we might not unlock anything new for the we might not unlock anything new to play around with in town from meeting people or investigating, just because there's just only so much that we can do. Okay. Now, okay. Managed to track down the warrior that was staying in town and are greeted by a small woman holding a sword almost as tall as her. She introduces herself as Iron and smiles politely. Her pleasant demeanor doesn't stop her from thoroughly trouncing you. But yeah, we've got a bunch of things now. Okay, Oh boy. Combined magic and... Oh, magic and combat skill of 35. Small dungeon. But I figure if we fight monsters next, and then we can also go on a journey, but I'm probably going to want to max this whole town out before I go anywhere. This is really cool. Like, obviously it's a total grind fest and very slow, and it's going to take a long time before I make it anywhere meaningful, but on the flip side, it really does feel like I have a lot of options here and a lot of things to do, and a lot of different ways to kind of optimize and speed through it. And then also playing around with the prestige perks also has a lot of potential. And once again, I like optimizing this, you know, figuring out ways to make these go quick. Really wish I knew what some of the UI meant. Obviously, this is up and down, this is remove it, this is pause it. Add and remove, but what does the circle do? I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me. Maybe I was told about it at some point, but it doesn't matter. And you can also set loadout, so if you want to do one thing versus another. Currently, I'm just going to have this kind of loosey-goosey do-whatever thing. Oh, let's get rid of the long quest, because that's not going to help me too much. Let's see, throwing parties, I can do this endlessly. Wander is meaningless, so let's remove that. You really think there would have been more reasons for me to buy glasses? Yeah, it causes Wander to be 4 times as effective for the rest of the loop. Affects any action with the glasses icon, but surprisingly nothing else does. Which is a little weird. You'd think as somebody who needs glasses, you'd be having some trouble with warrior and mage lessons. Or even meeting people. You know, imagine you just run into a guy who can barely see you and is just like squinting at you and trying to hold a regular conversation. It would get in the way of that conversation. You'd be like, are you okay? Like, do you need me to help you find your glasses? And they're like, no, I'm fine. It's like, all right. You know, throwing parties? How do you throw a party in a minute without glasses on? Do you just start like flash mob dancing? Is that how this works? It must be. Okay, we're so close. Let's do a pause before we restart on this one, because I think this is going to give me the combat stat. Okay, and then we play. Or, whip. Play? There we go. Okay, so this time around, we're going to fight some monsters. I just want to see what it gives me. If it's a new source of money and a good one, then we know what we're doing. There's also haggle and buying supplies. Like, some of these have got to be useful long-term for what I'm doing here. Oh, we could also actually mix in another short quest if we wanted to. Okay, so I can kill giant turtles. It gets me stats. Okay. It's also new, the way they respond and attack. You're not ashamed to admit that you almost got brained by a deer. Either way, their hides and rendered components will sell well. Okay, fighting monsters. Gives 20 gold per fight segment completion. So I think I'm just going to kind of alternate these. I actually really wish there was a little bit of a programming where you could link 2 actions to alternate between them, rather than repeat last action on the list. Because I think it would actually be extremely satisfying. Because I think that just adds another duplicate. But if you could have kind of like small groups and loops. Now how much... Okay, so one thing to note... Oh, wait, no, actually fighting a monster. Cost 2,000 mana, 20 gold per segment completed. So 60 gold total. 60 times 50 is 3,000, so you might actually be able to perpetual loop fight monsters. I guess I shouldn't have buy mana as the very end one. The only problem is, like I said, as far as I can tell, there's no way to do a loop here. Oh, is this one short quest actually messing me up? Oh, because that's not a short quest, that's a long quest. I'm just going to restart this one. I knew I goofed something. Because yeah, we weren't making it to the bottom to even fight monsters. And actually we're getting fast enough that I might be able to start front-loading a number of those short quests together. Yeah, so it looks like I can fight and mana, fight and mana, fight and mana, fight and mana, fight and mana for a while. We'll just leave it as is. Yeah, it does give some amount of combat experience. I think the main problem is no matter what, it's just kind of slow. And so we might not be able to do too much. I guess the one option is... Oh, this doesn't give reputation, though. It requires a reputation 2 or above, but does not give any. Oh. Progress points per mana. So actually, the fighting and the healing scale up based on my stats. So if my stats are really high, fighting monsters and healing the sick are going to go much faster than most of these other ones. Okay, so I think I can fight 3 monsters per. I'm just going to do a restart. Do one more restart. I just want to see if I can actually do these. Oh, and it'll even tell me how much mana I had remaining. Last mana remaining. For optimizing each of these slots. So mana original versus mana use. So mana use is how much it actually costs me to do the action. So, yeah, I might actually be able to... Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, let's do a pause before restart. Because I might only be able to do 2 monsters. So some of these are a little bit more costly than others. So I think in that case, the best thing to do is just to alternate back and forth instead. As that drastically increases the amount of monsters I can get through before we run out of juice. Because ideally we want to just keep fighting monsters back and forth for at least a little while. It's good stat gain, though, I mean, frankly, if we want good stat gain, the best thing I could do is actually just start pumping iron really hard and eschewing everything else. I mostly just wanted to see how functional I could get this to be. Because as my stats go up, I might actually be able to get this so it sustains me better. I think the main problem is fight segment completion. Some of these do not give me money. Yeah, okay. Fighting is good, but I need better stats. So I think what I'm going to do is start pumping iron. Alright, and I think that's also going to be the point where I stop. At least for this video, I think dinner's almost done, and also I think I've kind of gone through a decent amount of this game, and while I could do more, I don't know how much I'm going to benefit from it, at least at the moment. It's going to get grindier, it's going to get slower. We have people to meet, we've got the rest of the town to investigate, probably way more actions to mess around with, and also dungeons, buying supplies, haggling, and going on a journey. I don't know, we'll see. But I do like this. I think it's one of the more interesting management incremental games, where you really do have a lot to do, but such a limited amount of time that you really have to squeeze as many resources as possible from each of these actions, and I think that's extremely cool. Oh yeah, that's so much more effective at raising my stats. So I'll probably just leave this running for a while, at least until we get to the point where like I can get through all of my strength training in no time at all. Yeah, because normally this is going to cost 20,000 strength. Let's see how much it Because, yeah, this should be, yeah, it's like a 400 mana discount, purely just because of my skill levels. And if I can get those those talents up even higher, oh boy, we'll be able to cruise through some things. Anyway, I should mention that Omsi Loops is totally free, as you probably saw in the title. So if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It'll take you to the GitHub page. And I recommend it. It's definitely idle, so if you're looking for more active experience, then you're going to have to crank up that speed boost. But hey, if you do, you're going to be able to get through quite a lot of this game in so much less time, which I really like. I'm probably just going to leave it on the side while my character pumps iron. I'll just check on it eventually. My character's just got more arms than anything else. Don't skip leg day. Well, there was no leg day available. It was arms only. That's fine. Let's see, what was I going to say about any of this? Not too much. So, anyway, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games, especially incremental games, every single day, then hit subscribe, because I got tons to check out and show off. I'm starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel for incremental games, but they keep popping out of the woodwork, so who knows? I might be able to just keep featuring new ones for the next couple of weeks while we wait for new releases to start kicking up again. But at least for now, I guess thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. I almost looped my outro. That would have been really awkward.